tactics like nuclear land detected and ghosts, lockdowns, and stuff like that. He is known for his valuable traits. He can play very slowly but very, very effectively. So without further ado, let's go for the first match between them, Radley and Doodle Doodle. Okay, so spawning on the bottom right position, directly from Poland, we are having Radley. And his opponent on the top left position, we are having Doodle Doodle. Very interesting map. It can open a lot of interesting strategies. Obviously the meta works the way that better player prefers to play a normal game, and players who feel that they are a little bit lower MMR, then they can try to go for something sneaky, and this map will show us how the optimization of both of those approaches will work. So far we have excellent probe timing, I would say. From Doodle Doodle, he is able to deny, basically he might even kill the SCV 3 HP, and he delayed mining for a lot of delayed building of this barrack for a long time. So that's great harassment, and we are seeing the second SCV being attacked. I don't think Radley wants to... Okay. Yeah, I that he didn't want to stop building this barracks because this probe was so low, but now it regenerated. But immediate second barracks from Radley, so he expects that this early probe is most likely some high aggression from Doodle, but we can see actually it's going to be at least 2 zealots, so that's going to be aggression. Yeah, but Radley is doing a good job not allowing this probe to scout the second barracks. That's, I guess, the main idea of this opening. Especially on this map, if you will get to this position as a Terran, you can kill assimilators and just try to play it out on 2 bases, or 3 bases on the right side of the map. This STV will be intercepted, so 16 to 13 for now. Yeah, this is all best of 1. Every single match is best of 1. In the ladder, in the bracket stage, we will have best of 2. So more exciting forward from my perspective. Radley don't want to show those 4 marines. It's actually only 1 zealot, and Doodle decided to go for the faster range. So I think it's better for him in these circumstances, because... oh, it's Academy. I thought it's going to be SCV pool, but this is Academy from Radley. Very interesting. I mean, if there will be no Robo now, and Doodle will want to go for the Nexus, it might work great for Radley. He should have like 6 marines and pretend that this is FD push, because 4 is not enough, I think. Unless he wants to force an engagement, but he is just taking damage during it, so that's already so great for Doodle Doodle to apply so much pressure. 1 miss shot, but so far it's only 1 marine, so it's healable. Only 13 SCVs from Radley. Doodle quickly adding gateways, maybe, yeah, shield battery I thought, but... Oh, he's killing his own assimilator. But he will need to kill 2 to stop the Marines. We-Gate and the Robo. He wanted to go for the Nexus. There will be a Zealot though, so it's going to be high ground goons with range. Oh, it's going to be very hard to break actually. And that's actually putting Raleigh on the clock of attacking. The SCVs are being pulled, but he is target firing this assimilator. Oh, Radley should go in and not block it, but maybe he is right about it. Let's see what's going to be the micro. Radley is not attacking, and the Marines are taking a lot of damage from the probes, so that's great from Doodle, but those goons are not being... Yeah, he is regenerating them after all. 13 probes left only from Radley. From Doodle, so Radley is equalizing that, but those Marines are not going in. The medics are blocking the entrance, so those goons will be able to macro those very well, because the medics no longer have energy, so that's going to be... Actually, I thought that Radley had a shot. If he would go in fully with the SCVs and with the Marines, then it would be much better, but overall it was a nice attempt. GG. That was definitely a strategy that could work, but it didn't. That means that Team Canada is taking the first point. Death Valley. I can actually prove that Jumper is Canadian. Many people were doubting, but he is Canadian. That's why he was picked by Team Canada. He has the Canadian blood rushing within him. So we will have Jumper versus Wolfix. Very interesting match. Is going to be on Radeon, so very standard map as well. Both very experienced players, so let's get into match number 2 of Poland versus Canada, Wolfix versus Jumper. Yeah, and Jumper is the whitest person, yeah. Despite looking like a Thai, he behaves more like a white person than anyone else. And also, his mom is also very white, if that's a compliment. Yeah, his mom is great. We all loved her. I guess that's why Jumper is so cool and so funny, because he had a great role model. Also Wolfix, very smart person. He has been coaching a lot of people in CPL, if I'm correct. I mean, I know he has been, I don't know how many, but I've heard that a lot of them were very satisfied. So, and Wolfix is, I've heard, he's known for his good build order knowledge and technical knowledge about the strategy, what he should do, how things should work, and timings and stuff like that. So he is, from my perspective, very technical player, but also with good micro and good macro. So very solid player. That's maybe how I would call Wolfix. One probe mining gas. Okay, the second pylon, I thought it's going to be gateway. So this pylon, I think it's late. The weird optimization by Mr. Jumperer. X mining only one. He's scouting last, that's pretty painful. Jumper not scouting at all. Look at that, look at his vision. He doesn't need more. Going to be the choice? I guess it's going to be 21 Nexus and scouting after that. Range on the way. He actually killed this SCV relatively early. But Wolfix will be able to kill... Oh, I thought that he will be able to kill the probe, but... Oh my godness, this STV scout... This is going to be huge scout, he could deny it. But now Jumper can cancel the Nexus. And go, I believe, for second gateway? Or... only shield battery, no shield second gateway from Jumper? He's also super blocked. So he will have only one boon. Maybe, I mean, he will have two boons eventually. But he's coming back home. So he can cancel the battery. That's a lot of mining time. Although he cancelled the Nexus, so... It's like they didn't even need to fight, they just posture like, I have 9 STVs, okay, I'm cancelling my Nexus. Not a bad trade, 10 HP on a goon for a marine. Although there is no command center. Where is the command center? It's going to be actually later, but actually the same as the Nexus. Those two vultures are very sneaky. I like that Wolfix is waiting for the mines to be finished, because you want to use this full potential of the vultures for sure. Lay the mines, if not perfect ones, at least the scouting ones, and those which have a chance of being successful. Another way is try to go for a tank push and put the mines on the retreat path, and that might work, but you usually go for more tanks with it, right? But actually that's a small cool move out from Wolfix. He should be able to push those goons and maybe even into the mines, so very beautiful technical play from Wolfix. The goons are actually fighting well, the vulture has been sniped, so well done by Jumper. Oh, but the mine will be triggered, and now the goon... Okay, so he will be able to escape to the vultures. Those vultures weren't helping in the battle. I guess he didn't want to reveal that the mines are there. But it's only one tank and two vultures, and look how much pressure it can make. Two wounds falling. But now we have 27 probes. Those wounds are really getting more and more value. Sniper from Wolfix, although this tank probably will die. Would be great to bring a CV to this push if he wants to keep pushing. Although now it's actually it's only 2 gate, and already a Citadel of Adun, very big Citadel of Adun from Jumper. Nice harassment from Wolfix, but he's losing the tank basically for free. So I don't like losing the tanks. I would prefer him to send it back home. But overall, the harassment was great. Look at the CV count. Now we have a advantage, decent advantage for Wolfix. Four gate. Looks like very annoying, but Jumper has decent amount of observers, very fast Templar Archives. Wolfix not mining from the second gas yet. Oh, and we have a Stargate. Look at that, Stargate is on the way, Templar Archives is done. So basically all the tech from the Protoss is basically done for now. Obviously you want to go for the speed shuttles at some point and maybe carriers, but for now Jumper is done. He just needs to add gateways, Arbiter Tribunal gateways, one Nexus, send probes to the third base, make 200-200 and win. That's how easy Protoss life is sometimes. But sometimes it's the same with Terran, but I believe Wolfix will have enough gas if he will want to do it. He can still add more factories. Oh, the Observer will be sniped. Almost. Peter Tribunal on the way. Nice block overall, anti-drop. There is an entrance over here, but you can always block it with the pylon. I believe there is an entrance from the bottom as well, but it can also block this position, so that's cool. Building placement, that's good to think about stuff like that. And we are having the 6 fact. For DT drop, and the comsat station is just starting. We have no detection in the main base. This is brilliant from Jumper. There will be second comsat station. He can go for this one at least, but there will be one scan. But will it be in time, because those DTs are dealing a lot of damage, and will there be enough DPS to deal with them? I believe the DTs should deal with the tanks relatively easily. What a trade! You even take trade like that. You don't even need to kill your opponent. This is already a great value from Jumper. I would like to see him expanding at the same time, but this is a great drop and great value. This drop even survives. So that's incredible. There will be one more scan for Jumper, but that's already a great value. He can pick them up. Yeah, the Marines could kill the shuttle, but the Arbiter is already on the way, so if only Jumper would have a little bit more APM to send the goons with the ops to clear those mines and vultures. But because Wolfix, despite losing all those STVs, he still has more STVs. Mr. Jiraya, thank you for the ride, my friend. I'm really appreciating that. I'm casting Sick today, but today I asked Jiraya if he has replays of the match from versus Europe, and then I asked the same Izo, and Izo is like, we didn't play USA. And I was like, oh my god, yeah, I meant Russia. And yeah, that's why I answered that my brain is dead, Mr. Jiraya, to myself, because you were streaming. Okay, so Mr. Jumper 120 supply. I think Wolfix is in decent position in terms of supply and SCVs, but it's like his tank count has been reduced so significantly that he only has 4 now, so this is unpushable. I think going for maybe third base and try to stall the game with the upgrades. So I think that's what he's planning, going for the starport, but it's already Arbiter from Jumper, so he really escaped with this game through this DT drop and very fast Arbiter. Really beautiful play from him. And will he go for the frontal attack? You don't really see Terra dying from the frontal attack at this stage of the map, of the game. Nice harassment here from Wolfix. Boom! But Zealots like a boss, and both of them survives. Okay, this is a small move out, but will Wolfix realize that there is a lot of stuff over there? Oh my god, he attacked with this position, but it's only 4 tanks, so now Jumper can jump on top of this army. There is 2 marines in the bunker, maybe the vultures will be able to eliminate the zealot, but the stasis is joining the battle and it's going to be only 2 tanks. Wolfix is struggling to lay the mines, to buy more time for those tanks to deal damage, maybe to try to trigger 1 mine. Okay, 1 will explode, so those two tanks are really dealing a lot of damage. Jumper is putting those on hold, so this is maximized damage. Look at the supplies, guys. Wolfix is 90, Jumper is 98. He didn't even start mining from the 3rd base, so he's investing all the attention into this attack, and we are seeing more and more units coming from the main base of Terran, but only 2 tanks will arrive soon. The Arbiter is there, I believe 2nd Arbiter should be on the map as well, so there will be a secondary attack if only this one will not succeed. Jumper will need Wolfix will need a scan in order to fight against those units, but there is more stuff. The mines hasn't been laid. Still more SCVs. But now Jumper is mining from the 3rd base. It's only 6 gate pressure, so with 6 fact it should be possible to simply stop it. Muscles versus muscles, but this Arbiter, those Arbiters are really making the difference. And he's killing the scan, I really love it. Science facility is on the way, so eventually there will be a vulture, the vessel, but for now he needs to rely on turrets and scans. Jumper very nicely clearing the mines which Wolfix laid on him. There will be a stasis, 2 stasises right now. Nice harassment here from Wolfix, applying some pressure on the mineral line, buying some time. But there is a stasis on 3 vultures. And there are more tanks on the high ground. There is 1 more stasis, but do we have scan? Okay, we have 1 more scan, so he should be able to deal with the tanks. But this is not a lot of damage, so he will need a lot of scans, but I think Wolfix eventually is pushing it out. 47 out of 47. Okay, maybe the game will stabilize. The eBay has been killed. Command center from Wolfix. I like this choice. He has a decent amount of SCVs. I don't even think he needs to produce more. I guess this is like a muscle memory thing. Jumper now producing more workers as well. I would like to see more gateways from Jumper, because eventually Wolfix will simply out-macro him. It doesn't matter that Jumper will have the money. There will be 6 gates, okay, 7 now gate production. Obviously those arbiters are changing a lot in the battle, but overall this low number of gateways will not work in the long run. But he can always add them, he still has money. Like now he will have money for it, but although this main base is mined out, so I would like to see him sending more workers to the 3rd base. It's only 8 more workers mining over there, so it will increase his mining. Maybe that's why he didn't have money for the gateways. 4th base on the way. Wolfix is also almost mined out in the main base, so he will use this 3rd base very, very well. 2-1 on the way from Jumper. We have 0-0-0, but he's going for double forge upgrades. Yeah, that's definitely beautiful recovery from Wolfix. Nice crisis management. He made 1 mistake with moving out, but he managed to stay on his feet after taking a huge punch from Jumper. Huge tie punch. Okay, now Wolfix should just make a defense over here, make some turrets, lay some mines, siege some tanks. Oh, but he is pushing. Oh my god, that's interesting, because like if you will take under the consideration that there is 3 arbiters and you have 5 tanks, like pushing. Oh, those mines were very successful for Wolfix. Yeah, I think he should just wait until 2-1 maybe, at least. But I would think that having like 12 tanks at this stage of the game to move out is the minimum. There will be even 4 arbiters, so a lot of stasis. There is also recall potential, so we can see turrets on the edges of the bases from Wolfix, so he is trying to get ready for it. It seems like Jumper is getting ready for the attack. Double Stargate Arbiter into 7 gateway production from Jumper. You can see that now he can have more money. Okay, we have attack. There is no scan, there is no turret. Wolfix is sleeping. Okay, now he moved the units. Very nice defensive matrix. So that's overall a great trade for Wolfix. And look at the supplies, guys. Beautiful, beautiful hold. This observer being stasis is actually brilliant, because you can do that and have an unkillable observer on top of your opponent army. Okay, we have a huge move out, 160 to 140 supply, so this is only 7 gateways from Jumper. Where are the rest of the arbiters? Did he lose them? Two-1 is there, 1-1 is there. We have 2-1 on the way. Wolfix is scanning, he wants to know where the army is. I would like to see him spread the tanks a little bit more. He's not mining gas, and you can see that he really needs it. And Jumper taking the top right. Adding more gateways now. The Canadian type player on 74 workers. The supplies are even. Same amount of army basically as supplies. As workers, I mean. Okay, so we will have 1 stasis available, 2 stasis soon maybe. I believe there should be EMP, because that's how the vessels are moving. They are trying to catch the arbiter, and Jumper is going to go for the recall to the Natura. Oh my god, that's interesting. I don't know what to think about it. I guess he will have a decent trade. With those units, he will kill a decent amount of SCVs, will force the army to go back. But the problem for Jumper is that he doesn't have enough gateways to rebuild this army, and that's the problem. Now he has 2,500 minerals, and he would be able to spend it for additional 15 units, but now he has only 9 gateways, so that's the problem. But Wolfix decides to move out quickly from this attack. He's leaving a couple units here, couple units there, and those goons are... I don't know if they are gaining a lot of value, but I think... Ooh, nice stasis on top of the vessels. Comsat station will go down, but he will have 2 more, right? So it's 8 more scans. Definitely enough. This is a lot of value. 12 and 6 kills from those goons. Wolfix is trying to kill as many. Oh, but he needs to scan, he needs to scan, he needs to scan. Those zealots will jump on top of the... Oh, look at how much damage the tanks are dealing, but still there is a need for a scan. Beautiful trade for Wolfix. Eventually those were killed, but Wolfix is only mining from 1 base, so it would be great to expand, because despite him having a good trades with the army of Jumper, Jumper can build more stuff because he has more income, he has more money. And we can see those probes will be able to stop this expansion from dying, save this base. And the cannon will save them from the vultures. We have a huge move out, there is a D-Matrix potential, nice EMP from Wolfix, so he should be able to deal with this army eventually, although those are not a bad trades for Jumper, considering the fact that he's still mining from 3 bases, and I guess maybe 2.5, but killing the vessel is great. I don't know why Wolfix is not taking additional base, like he couldn't even send the main base. Yes, Mr. Lancer X, that's why Arimati from the Kill Tony will play BSL soon and he will get American citizenship. Mr. Creative, thank you for the subscription for Mr. LML. Okay, we have a huge move out over here. Actually, beautiful mine from Wolfix. That's what he needs. He needs to kill this base, but it's going to be hard. There can be DTs spotting. Even the goons will be hard to kill if there will be no mines. This vessel has only 21 HP, so there will be a lot of stuff to take care of. Nice defensive matrix. Those trades are excellent for Wolfix. The problem is that, oh, there is a recall, there are no mines. Beautiful recall to deal with those tanks. Jumper showing the power of Canada. A move. This is what Protoss players love to do, and that's what's happening right now. Jumper decided finally it's a time for my favorite move, A move, and that's what we are doing. The Protoss is attacking to the top left position. I think that Wolfix doesn't have nothing to stop it. It seems like 60. Yeah, there are a couple of vultures, but everything is dying. I believe this is insane. Surprise for some people that Jumper is having such a good game against Wolfix. Beautiful DT play into Arbiter. Overall a very solid game from our Canadian Protoss. There will be even a Rikalu. So all the mining bases will be killed. Wolfix will want to kill this base. I really like this idea, but if only he would defend this and he would kill this base, it would be definitely much better. But look at this, defending it with one recall basically. Now a couple units will be able to defend it, and Wolfix tapping out the game. Jumper is taking Canada into 2-0 lead against Poland. Okay, so the next map is going to be Bonnie versus Whip on Eclipse. Bonnie versus Whip. Very, very cool match. So let's get into it. Okay, so spawning at the top right position, the captain of Team Poland, Super Gosu StarCraft Remastered Star Bonnie, and his opponent is Whip. No, actually, Whip, this is a strong Tegan from Canada. Very, very decent one. That's always cool to see matches like this in the Nation Wars, because usually you don't see Bonnie versus Whip in the match, which means something more than a practice game or ladder game, and this is representing your nation in the Nation Wars. So that's and this is best of one, so that puts even player who is theoretically worse in the position that you can always think of something for one game, right? You don't need to win entire best of three. You can just try to play it out the way you planned. You can prepare for the match. So that's cool, in my opinion. So everything kind of regular. Bonnie not scouting after the Cybercore, I believe. Maybe he will go for the jumper build. 21 Nexus. No scouting. 21 Nexus. Jumper did it on 3 minutes and 8 seconds. Like the scouting from Whip, confirming if everything's fine. It's not 21 Nexus, we can see the cybernetic core spinning. Two SCVs, I believe those are anti-Zealot. So he wants to make sure that he will not take any significant damage from the Zealot. Although, yeah, you still need to be active with those SCVs and do it well. Because Bonnie can jump on top of them and kill one and escape if you will make it ugly, but we can see that Whip doing a good job pushing the Zealot away. The one goon will move out, so Bonnie decides, even two goons before the Nexus, so Bonnie decides to put a little bit of pressure on his opponent, force him to do something, check if he is not cutting anything. And I like it, look at that, this SCV is taking extra damage and it's going to be saved, nicely done by Whip. But the bunker was delayed, and that's a great micro from Whip. Look at this. This is how you do it. Every single marine was damaged, but none of them died. Beautiful, beautiful hold. But now he's losing the Vulture, so he needs to pay attention to it. Oh, but he will escape with 5 HP, but I believe Bonnie is on top of that. And intercepting the Vulture like a boss. Like, there is a bright side of playing as a worse player in theory, or as a player with lower skill in the best of one, but there is also a bad side for the better player, right? That you can have a worse day and just lose a game. So that works both ways. Yeah, that's also to defend the players that don't deliver or just lose, because it's only best of one. Anything can happen. We are not pro gamers, and that's why it's even easier to win in best of one. You could see how excellent and cool games we had yesterday, thanks to the fact that it was best of one. We had a majority of the tournament in the best of one system, Despite some players complaining at the end, I think this was one-time thing to have tournament like that, where basically all the games or majority of the games were 30 minutes. And we also had Nation Wars being played, so it delayed match a bit. Okay, so I would say the totally standard game so far. 4 boons into the third nexus at 6 minutes. 30 workers to 29 SCVs, so Whip is doing a good job to keep up with the worker production. He's going for +1 weapon, so that's a very solid game from him. I really like it that he didn't decide to go for some 2-factor 1 like FD and go for Hail Mary attack, but he's trying to play it out and maybe have a little bit different game plan in mind. Everything is full standard. Cutting the river from Bonnie perspective would be risky because then you can lose to some 5-factor stuff like that. But having the observer on top of the Terran base is great because that tells you what you should be ready for. And I think after seeing such an early science facility, so that means that it's going to be very early to 1. Bonnie will know that this is going to be a relatively early push, but not as early as it would be without the starport and science facility and upgrade investments. So we can see that second armor will be even in production. So this gives additional time to Bonnie to do something, maybe even a carriers, maybe go for the fourth base. There are a lot of options. He's already on 52 workers, so we can see the third nexus is keeping up with the like giving the additional bonus worker each cycle to Bonnie. That's a very well executed build order from Whip, at least it looks this way. I don't even think that you need more than like those 45, 46 SCVs, and you can see that he's going for the third command center. Bonnie lost the observer in the main base, despite no turrets. He doesn't have the second one there. Okay, 2 factories over here, so it's going to be in total going to the number of 5. Bonnie very safely adding the cannon in the mineral line. It's even smarter when you have this walled in, because you can send the goons in case of a drop. So that's making even more sense. Okay, very late eBay. That's always good. If you can hit your build order without spending or wasting money on turrets and not lose anything because of that, that's always great for you. So that's actually a good build order from Whip, but it's not like Bonnie is surprised with it. He knows exactly what's coming to him, and that's his biggest advantage. That's why he's waiting with the rivers. He wants to delay the move out. He probably even knows that it's like it has to be a move out no matter what, if he wants to make expansion, or even if he wants to make a push on him. So those rivers are already taking a decent position. I'm wondering if you go for the damage, or when are you planning to go for the damage for the rivers, because it gives additional splash damage. We'll have a drop. I guess Whip is just waiting it out till 2-1. That's interesting, because with the Goliaths and with range on them, you can really try to push the shuttle away if you will do it correctly. So he definitely had the tools to try to move out and secure the third base. Although maybe not having, like, he only has 5 fact for now, so it will have to be done cleanly without losing too much to the rivers or stuff like that. But we can see that rivers were pulled to try to defend this base, and that's how they will use the value, but that might give time to Whip to escape with the third base. This is still a long road. I think he needs to go at least here if he wants to secure the third base. Okay, the drop landed in the main base. He will kill some probes, he can even go to the sweet spot. But I guess that's not a big damage. I think now he has enough resources to go for like 4 more factories, but he decides to spend them on the turrets very early on, and the Arbiter will be there soon, but it's still a lot of time before the recall, so he could make those turrets over here, I think, easily. But still, he's spending resources, making a lot of 2-1 tanks, although having a vessel or turrets over here might be smart. If you are getting ready for the Arbiter, then you should have some anti-Arbiter units near your army. This is a 5th base of Bonnie, not the 4th one, so he is really having a decent eco for now, but Whip is going for 3-2, I believe. Yeah, he is going for 3-2, so eventually he will have a very hard to kill army. We can see Bonnie going for the carriers, just as Bonnie likes to do. He will make 4 of them. At the time. The upgrade is already done, actually. A bit slower game than the previous one. Whip doesn't want to give any chance to being recalled. He's saying that I will play it out slowly like a turtle. Move out slowly to take the 4th base, to kill your 5th base. But the problem for him is that Bonnie already took the bottom right, and pushing there will take some resources. Bonnie already with 2000 surface, so he will want to trade some zealots to free some supply for the carriers. The problem with this map is that there is no second main base, so you can make basically like you can make some gateways in different positions, but there is no huge area where you can build another big group of them. Okay, finally we are going for more fact. Like, if you are going to the late stage as a Terran, oh, that's a nice play, sniping the river. If you are going for the late stage as a Terran, you also want to have at least like those 9 factories to be able to rebuild the army which you are losing relatively quickly. But we can see that Whip is lacking some SCV transfer to the third base. Also the natural is not too optimized. I think there are definitely too many in the main base. He could send a couple more to the rest of the bases. Our vessel with the army will be annoying, although he has a lot of scans, so it's definitely possible to use them well, but the river will be sniped. Nicely done by Whip. He is pushing just when the 3-2 will hit for the moment of attack, so that's actually a very good timing, so I really like it. And that there is not enough vultures to deal with the zealots, but that's overall not a bad trade. Those units are creating a decent wall, those Terran units are dealing so much damage, and look at that, without a siege mode, like a man, destroying Bonnie army. And what's more important, he will save all those stasis units, securing the fourth base at the same time. But the problem now will be carriers. He's making more Goliaths, so he knows about them. Okay, the Goliaths are fighting with the cannons, although there is a lot of like 3-2 Goliaths. I really like the turrets as well. Okay, but we have a huge... Oh, did he forget a storm? He's playing a decent game. At the same time, pushing to this base. That's why Bonnie sent those zealots back. He wanted to save this base, but this is a lot of tanks. So I think we will be able to clear those zealots eventually. Maybe with the decent storms he will eliminate like 2 more, but Bonnie is not paying attention because he's microing over here. And you can see that Whip definitely needs more factories now to build those Goliaths. So despite having a great trade, Bonnie with 6,000 minerals can just make a lot of stuff. I'm wondering why he's not making more units. He has 6,000 minerals. I guess he's maybe saving them for the interceptors? I don't know. But attacking the third base definitely makes sense. There are no tanks over here, so goons are really helping a lot. The carriers will be able to snipe the tanks relatively early, and we can see the fourth base of Whip is being destroyed. At the same time, Bonnie is taking the bottom left, the top left, and bottom right is still mining. So this, despite having those tanks over here, it's not disrupting the mining from Bonnie. So overall, it's one base for no base. But now 8 carriers are pushing in. This is a lot of Goliaths with good upgrades, but Bonnie is just mining too much money right now. There is like, sometimes you can see this position like this that Protoss is almost mined out, or like you are questioning whether he will have enough money for the interceptors, but we can see that carriers are in production. There is still a lot of mining from Bonnie, and Terran is mining only from like 1.5 base, let's say. But still, despite decent advantage, Whip is playing a very good game. Look at that, one shot away from sniping this turret, this shuttle. He will snipe it eventually. Two brave Goliaths and the dream. Okay, is this game broken? Let's test it. Let's test it out. Hello, Mr. Mariusz, aka Fanatic. Yeah, it is different. Holy moly. Okay, so where did it go? So we've seen this. Okay, let's go from here. A whip. Dealt with this base. Have a decent position of Terran suddenly. This is many more Goliaths. Although there are still no tanks over here. So some stuff is coming back. But this base will be still dead. Although if we secured this base as we seen with the previous parallel universe we played, this is so much value on those tanks or on those goons. Bonnie mining from those, like, there are still a little bit of minerals in his first two bases, and the third one is like 1/4 left. The command center over here is coming in. If you haven't seen yesterday Bonnie versus Terror, you should look at them, because this is the unit which basically, despite of course carriers and goons, but the High Templar was the MVP unit of yesterday engagements. So we will have only 2 of them. But this time it's 10 carriers. Bonnie is lacking gas to make more. I guess he also wants to make some High Templars. As Weep, if you are securing the 4th base, Bonnie decides to move in. High Templars will be in position to throw some magical storms. That's what he's doing. Storms on top of both of those tanks. And over here makes those goons, dealing incredible amount of damage to the Goliaths. But now the tanks are pushing forward, so nicely done overall by Weep. He's really... look at that, the money on Bonnie is going down. So if only Weep would have this base mining, that would put him, I would think, in advantageous position. The problem is that if he will deal with this base, there will be this base from Bonnie. So that's the strategy of the Protoss for now. He wants to just put Terran in the problem of where to send units, and I really like this choice from Weep. Starting to fight on the left side of the map, securing the base and be aggressive at the same time, because being aggressive over here just gives advantage to Bonnie, and we have a repeater, so there is no detection for now for those units. There is no scan, and we can see beautiful stasis. Oh my god, what a play from Bonnet, jumping on top of this army and destroying it like a boss. Whip is whipping it out the game. He's like, get me Whip out of here. And we have 2-1 score. Tying. Not tying, but putting 1 point on the board. Oh, and this is going to be a hard match to cast, but we will try. Let's get to the fourth game of the day. Hello, Mr. Skimming Gypsy. Unless we have someone who wants to cast this match. Yeah, let's go for it. Maybe we will add something during the battle. So on the top right position we are having Super Gosu Protoss from Canada. And on the bottom left we have Zero. It's always good to cast your own matches when you know the score and when you know what you did and when you know what you didn't do. I can always go. Let's go silently through this game, guys. What do you think about that? What do you think about this Zerg player? Not really top rank Super Gosu, right? Not really top rank Super Gosu, right? This Zerg, what is this Zerg thinking? This Zerg idea for the game was that I want to play it out to the position where I'm able to survive the 11 or 12 minute push without being behind. And that's my approach against Dragon, because I'm usually, whatever I would do, I'm losing to this 12 push attack. I just can't stop it from him. He's just too good with it. Like 8 gate, 1-1 or 2-1 upgrades, not huge push. As you can see, 12 pull speed against Forge expansion from Dragon. Nice annoying probe. You can see Nexus into even probably a gateway. Nope, a cannon. I guess that's a good call. Although he could go for a gateway with the cross position. It would be barely there, I believe. Although it's risky, if 6 links will go directly to your main base, you need to pull probes to block the entrance. The top left base. Dragon going for the simulator, only 1 cannon so far. You can see Zero is trying to block the probe from scouting, but Dragon doing good job to keep it alive. So there is no way of trying to do something sneaky for now. You can see second cannon being added because the speed will be there. Okay, there is a speed for the links, so it's possible to deal with the probe. And now I like this strategy because it puts Protoss in the dark. He doesn't know what Zerg can do. Link ran by attempt, but the zero timing is basically perfect to block it, so nicely done by Dragon. Some drawn up a little bit later layer, so a little bit different approach by Zero, not knowing the build order. Fire on the way, but the Stargate is almost done. Everything very standard. You can see the 4th hatch and the 5th hatch on the way. Hydra then as well. Some Zero to move out. It's only 7 links from Zerg now, so as you can see, he feels pressure to add some extra links. Sometimes adding a Sunken is a good idea, but some players don't know how to do Sunkens well. And I'm not saying it's this Zerg, but Zergs like that have issues with making enough Sunkens. You can see Corsair is going down, the Overlord's going down, but so far it's not too bad. It's only one in the main base dying, so that's good. +1 weapon for the Hydras, speed for the Hydras. But the Zealots are moving out, the Hydras are just starting. The one Zealot was intercepted, but there is 6 more on the way. The speed and +1 will be done soon. The creep colony is just starting, so there is basically nothing that can save Zero now. Yes, I'm casting, I'm opsing, and I'm playing. Didn't you look at this block, guys? Like, you need to be very Gosu to be able to do that, and as you can see, I did it. Do the math. We can see that this base wasn't so well defended. So those Zealots will be able to deal with basically every single drone in this base. Mr. Thanks. Free shield battery, I believe, or SB. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And we have 43 probes to 23 drones. But after seeing so many Hydras, now Dragon is getting ready for the push. He lost all the Hydras, all the Zealots. So Hydras will have to deal with the cannons and Storm only. So there is an option to push with more Hydras and try to do it, but it's risky because if Protoss will land 2 good storms, then this push can be stopped. So as you can see, Zerg decides to go for more drones and supply block. This is you need to go for the supply block with this opening, because it puts you in enough position to then macro from 6 hatcheries. And now with the supply block you are gathering money for later. You can always lose some units, it will free up some supply. That's a supply block tweak. have overload speed, 38 workers to 49 from Dragon, and as you can see, Dragon is doing what he can do very well, which is going for +1/1, already range for the goons, gathering energy on the Templars, and getting ready for the push, which is very hard to stop. But now we are going up to 44 drones, so you can feel the money flowing to the Zerg pocket. He can spend them on the Hydras and Lynx. The X has already been killed. He don't want any Zerg presence near his base. There are 2 more. Soon will be the time to the big move out. But there is a drop being researched. The special tactics. You can see Dragon making 3 coursers. If he would see the mutas, he could add a couple more. But he doesn't have +1 weapon, so you can see that he is spending every single resource he has on this push, and we have, like, you can see this is 11 minutes ish, 10 and a half, and this push is going forward. Trying to snipe couple zealots. It's never bad. Those Hydras are going there, getting ready for the backstab drop, not being scouted by the dragons. But the problem will be holding this army, holding this push, those Hydras stopping the worker from expanding. The lurkers are morphing. +1 weapon against 1/1. How much damage those goons are dealing. This is beautiful timing attack from Dragon. He's even sending more units to the battlefield. Recent storm. We have some lurkers over here, so maybe there is a hope. The overload is dying, so the observer is dying, so the units are being pushed back. Saving basically all the Templars, but buying some time for Zero. More zealots are coming in, and that's why it's so deadly. Dragon is doing such a good job sending more and more stuff. The observer is being sniped, but not before all the lurkers will go down. We have a couple more over here. Nice snipe of the High Templar. Beautiful storm from Dragon. But those Hydras are really dealing a lot of damage. +2 is not on the way. Drop being loaded in. 4 Hydras, 1 lurker. I mean, like 10 Hydras and 1 lurker. And I can see that Dragon was not expecting that, although those coursers are buying a lot of shots from those Hydras, so the workers are still being able to escape. Only 1 lurker. Didn't make it quickly enough, but still, that's a little bit of disruption from Dragon. It would be good to send couple links to this base, but it would be a little bit too late. You can see that Zero knows that this is the time for the counter-attack, but as you can see, the egg block insanely effective, making this cannon dealing extra damage. 2 more cannons on the way. Dragon forced to storm the eggs. Some snipes on the Templars, making this push really ineffective for Dragon. The Nexus is falling in the main base. The Goons and Archons are dying over here. Look at the worker count, 42 to 39. Now this will be cleared eventually, and Dragon securing the 3rd base, but more units coming in from Zero. I can tell you from his perspective that he didn't know that he's in such a good position. The micro here to snipe the goons. Terrible. Overlords will be sniped. Nicely done by Dragon. To 1 on the way. 2-0, just starting. Big mistake from Zero, not making any upgrades. The 4th base is being secured. There is a supply block. But Protoss now being on 3 bases versus 3 base Zerg. But with the same worker count, so I believe that puts Zerg not that bad position. Little engagements. I think it was decent for Dragon, but also forcing some storms wasn't bad for me. Archons. I mean, more lurkers. Even 3-1 instead of second weapon upgrade from Dragon. Have some Overlord scouting. And what Zerg should do now is just explode with drones and go for the hive. This is relatively hard for Protoss. I mean, it's starting to be the army which can attack from Protoss, but so far it was a moment where Protoss was really behind, and we can see that Dragon is doing a good job with just stabilizing the game, trying to play it a little bit, trying to play a little bit longer game, because he knows that now it's not the time to end it. You can see this cannon placement is decent over here, same as here, so those bases are well defended. Last weapon finally kicks in. This is huge army, and this is a beautiful position to fight in from the high ground with the goons. Just storming the Zerg army. The goal of the Zerg is not to take any critical storms. This base is under pressure. This is relatively painful, because that puts Zerg on 3 bases and Protoss on soon to be 4 base. I mean, he will be mined out in natural and main soon, but 2 fresh bases, 4 gases. Zerg will, with that amount of drones, will be mined out in the main soon as well. That puts this game in favor of Dragon more and more. You can see this lurker drop is trying to find some success, but Dragon is well defended everywhere. So this is decent storm. There is one more, and you can see another decent storm from Dragon, smashing the Zerg units, but now some reinforcements are coming in. So he should... This is the best what Dragon can do, just try to trade it out as efficiently as possible, go to the high ground, deal with as many units as possible. But those are expensive units to lose, so usually you don't want to lose the Goons and Templars. So yeah, going for double expansion, but it would be good for Zerg, but having no hive is the issue over here, I think. Because now it's the moment to go for the well upgraded cracklings and have a little bit better trades. There are not that many goons, so you can see sniping Templars is even possible now. Dragon adding more goons to the army composition. There are observers everywhere. ZZZero will scout the base, so you can see that Dragon, the longer the game goes, the better his position is. You can see those drops being ready, but there are Templars, there are cannons, so there is no way of doing anything with those units in the Overlords. The good era of successful drops has ended. No more upgrades for Zerg. Dragon basically only on 8 gateways. Now going for 3-2 upgrades. So going for the links without weapons would make basically no damage to those goons. The game kind of stabilizes. From Dragon, allowing those Hydras to get too much value. This is a good high ground to defend on. As you can see, those drops weren't successful, just forcing some probes to mine. Ooh, the drop, the storm on top of the Templars. That was good, and there are no more storms on those Templars. We have 4 more storms on those 2, so still definitely a pushable position for Protoss. Snipes over here. Putting it on only 1 Templar with energy, and those, let's say, 3 bases-ish are mining, but Dragon is securing this one. This army is getting scarier and scarier. We can see still a layer, no hive from Zerg, so that's bad. This is such a late stage of the game that Plague would be very, very useful. Having a swarm would be great to count the goons out, and we can see that Dragon scouting with the Observer that this is only a layer tech. He is making a lot of goons because now he knows that on the layer, against the layer tech, this is a good army composition to fight with, so this Observer is really giving him a lot of important informations. So decent trades, couple storms, couple goons. Storm from Dragon, still have couple more left. Storms on the Templars, but there is so much goons that it's going to be very, very hard to stop it. So much Protoss stuff. Dragon macro really kicks in. You can see how much stuff he has in home. There are 2 lurkers and a sunken over here, but I don't think it's enough, especially against well upgraded goons. Game from Dragon. Basically, if he will win this game, that secures the match for Team Canada. But we still will have decent match of 2 versus 2 Bonnie Wolfix versus Andy and TT1, and to be honest, I'm most excited against about 2 versus 2 most likely. because those are great games, great players, and very interesting one. The ones we usually don't see. And those players are excellent in 2 versus 2. There are players who specialize in 2 versus 2, and TT1 is one of them. But the Andy is one of them. There is like Banana, but there is also Hysap and Newblish from Canada. So strong teams. In Poland, we have players like Jonek, who specializes in 2 versus 2 as well. So let's go into game between Bonnie Wolfix versus TT1 and Andy. So on the top right position we are having TT1 and his team partner Andy on the top left. So we are having top versus bottom. On the bottom left we are having Bonnie, and on the top right his teammate Wolfix. On the bottom right, and so top versus bottom, Protoss and Terran versus Zerg and Protoss. One of the coolest matchups you can have in 2 versus 2. I think Zerg Protoss versus Zerg Terran is cool, but also Zerg Protoss versus Terran Protoss or Zerg Protoss versus Terran Protoss is great. Definitely when there is involvement of Terran, it makes it a different matchup, because Terran can add some technological units to the composition that completely change the units you usually would want to build against Zerg and Protoss, or 2 Zergs or 2 Protosses. So, but here we have Zerg and Protoss being fighting against Terran and Protoss. This is not too common composition for 2 versus 2. Zerg and Terran and Zerg and Protoss are mostly the most common ones. To be honest, since I remember, Zerg and Protoss were winning the majority of the matches in the tournaments I remember, and stuff like that. So that's pretty. That's telling a lot about the power of Zerg Protoss, but still we are seeing different. Ooh, nice harassment! Bonnie is doing Bonnie things on Andy. Yeah, but still Zerg and Terran and Protoss and Terran can win easily. It's not like it's a huge difference. Gateway from Bonnie against 1 gate from TT1. Will Andy try to go for the... I'm wondering if he will want to go for the hatchery on the high ground or in the main base. As a Zerg who is making 9 pull, he is really controlling the map for now until Protoss will move out. But the problem with moving out as a Protoss now is that he doesn't want to let the links in. Ooh, is it going to be factory in the Bonnie main base? Is there a gap over here? No, he just moved from here, right? There is no gap. Okay, the hatchery is over here in the main base. Bonnie is scouting it though. That's a decent scout. You can see that he's scouting also that there is no gas mining, so he knows that Zerg will invest a lot into those nice pylon block, into those links. We will have cannon from Bonnie, because Zerg and Protoss usually takes the initiative in the map. Zerglings and Zealots can deal with mass Zealots from Bonnie and the Marines until there will be medics. Oh, they're going for the super depot. That's very interesting. There are only 2 Marines from Wolfix, so that's actually might be successful. What a timing from Team Canada. Wolfix is trying to repair with all his strengths. Both of the supply depots were killed. without losing any unit, just for the HP. Basically any units didn't die from Team Canada. What a play, what a timing, beautifully done. This pylon is also providing some vision to TT1, so that's not bad at all. Maybe he will even put some tech over here, just to not show it. The Vulture will be sniped. There is no speed for the Vulture, and there is a speed for the Lynx, so it's very hard to out-macro it, especially with only one Vulture. Stargate on the way. That's very interesting, because Zerg is not going for the Mutas. There is no tank from Wolfix here. He will have tank in the Bonnie main base, so you can see that's his plan. He wants to allow Bonnie to expand. You can see Wolfix sacrificing himself a little bit just to allow Bonnie to go for expansion and try to gain some advantage. I really like this idea. There will be one tank from Wolfix eventually. Is there a siege mode on the... yeah, the siege mode is down. Team Canada knows what's up. That's why TT1 is already expanding. Zerg is droning up with the Hydras, so this Corsair from Bonnie is... it will provide scouting, that's fine. I guess it can work the same way as Protoss vs Zerg. You can make one Corsair, scout with it, and just go for the different tech. I don't think that's a good news for Bonnie, seeing the Hydras in production. From TT1, so that's good to have this scouting. We will have 3 tanks. Terran is only having one in his side of the map, anti-DT, I believe, turret. Killing this overlord is quite important, because this puts Dark Templars from Bonnie a little bit more effective, and we can see the Citadel of Adun is there, speed for the Zealots, so that's what Bonnie wants to do. We have 31 to 31 probes, so same eco for both players. TT1 going for mass goons, it seems like, versus mass Zealots of Bonnie. So what will be better, mass Hydra and mass goons versus mass Zealots and mass tanks? What will be better? Also range for the goons. Very good economy from the Zerg, going to take a third base as well. Even trying to intercept the Corsair. X badly wants or needs expansion, I think. He has a decent amount of SCV for one base. 32 is very good number. Like this is basically what you need. Couple for buildings and like 27 for mining. Minerals. This maximizes the income. The Vultures has been intercepted 3 out of 4. That's relatively painful. Mine has been defused. Man mode. dealing some damage. Wolfix is. Maybe he will even scout the mutas. But he will scout more drones for sure. I'm wondering where are the Templars. There is a robo facility. No Templar archives from Bonnie. He doesn't have gas for all of the tech, I guess. But it would be great to have it. Maybe he will decide to go for the river. It's more reliable. Can shoot more often. We can see the push towards this base. I really like it from Bonnie. Team Canada doesn't seem to be ready for it. TT1 is trying to buy some time, but there is no saving this base. Bonnie not even bothering trying to kill the... Yeah, not even bothering trying to kill the drones. He's like, I wanted to kill the hatchery, this is my objectives. The Mutas arrives, so he will have to protect the tanks with the goons, and that's going to be a little bit problematics. Look at the goons, how quickly they are dying. Wolfix a little bit lost in the middle of the base, and those tanks will be dead. There are some Corsairs without upgrades. Is there an upgrade on the way? There will be a storm eventually from Bonnie. Where did he make a Templar Archives? Okay, maybe it was there earlier. Still, Wolfix will have his expansion. So I think Protoss and Terran can try to play it out, stall the game. But yeah, like if they will go for the split map and assuming that Terran and Protoss will mine those two bases, I think it's still better for them. It's playable, but it's going to be very hard. Look at the supplies of TT1, already 130. So he really skyrocketed, already mining from 3 bases. We have a lot of gateways from him, double fort upgrades. It would be nice to see. Okay, we even have Templar Archives over here. So it's all the tech, and Wolfix is under pressure of being attacked from 3 gas, like 2 gas for sure in from Mutas. The Corsairs will help to push them back, but the Corsairs doesn't have upgrade, right? Bonnie? Oh, but Bonnie is making one, I really like it. And Terran and Protoss badly wants to connect and fight together, but that's the goal of Team Canada. They want to fight each of them individually. They don't want to allow Wolfix to connect tanks with the Protoss army because it's going to be so hard to deal with the tanks behind it. That's why they are trying to control the map. The moment Bonnie will move out, they will jump on top of him. That's why sometimes you can see the drop play where you are moving the tanks to the main base of Protoss. If Wolfix wouldn't lose those 3 tanks, he would have like 5 or 6 tanks over here, which would allow Bonnie to take the 3rd base easily. But now with those 2 tanks, there will be relatively easy snipeable with the Mutas. Easily snipeable. TT1 decides to move in. Bonnie is successfully scaring him out. But if those Mutas will snipe the Templars... Oh my god, but Terran is trying to move out, and this is the moment where the Mutas will thrive because there is not enough anti-air. So it seems like those tanks will be eliminated, and Bonnie is trying to fight TT1 over here, but it's not enough stuff. The Corsairs should help the Mutas, but they were not in place, so all the tanks went down. What a play from Team Canada, beautiful execution. We have some tanks from Wolfix to save Bonnie. So it's not going to be the end of the game, but the Mutas escaped. It's good that Bonnie is keeping the Corsairs alive. Zerg for now is on 35 workers, but he has all the tech he wants. For now, even adding extra macro hatcher is going up to 7. Some harassment of TT1 base. We have 6 base versus 3 or 4. Oh yeah, I can move it. Excuse me, I forgot about. Yeah, that it blocks 2 versus 2. Thank you, Mr. Defi. Okay, that's a good trade for Bonnie. That's what he needs to push this army back. But now the Corsairs need to protect the goons, and like this is so much stuff. The tanks are helping a lot, but it's just too much stuff from Team Canada. Bonnie is trapped over here. TT1 with excellent macro. Nice storm on the Mutas, but you can see the Mutas very quickly sniping the tank. It's a beautiful execution of Team Canada, showing how Zerg Protoss can control basically how Protoss and Terran are playing. That was a beautiful timing early with like 12 links and 2 zeros to kill both supplies of Urfix, especially knowing that Urfix will want to invest a lot of money into the factory on Bonnie's side of the map. Will have the, I think, the final push. He will want to kill the tank. The Corsairs are joining the battle. Wants to at least protect the high ground. There is one more tank, so there is always a hope, but Bonnie now basically giving up the hope. But now he's fighting the Mutas. It should be not bad for him because those are badly bruised, but we can see so much stuff from TT1. Beautiful storm on top of the Corsairs. What a team play. Okay, we don't have anything anti-DT, and that was a nice harassment from Wolfix. I love those mines. But Bonnie lost his natural. I thought that those are carriers. Okay, so Wolfix will want to expand over here, but it's going to be very hard to secure this expansion. 1DT to the third base. Actually, there is no overload in here, so that's a nice play from Bonnie, finding some extra damage. Let's see what will be the reaction of Andy. Andy with the decent tech, a lot of hatcheries. We have 5 here, 3 here, 8 hatcheries, so he will be able to produce a lot of links at least. NDT after killing 11 drones escapes. Nope, we go goon. Okay, we have a lot of goons, let's say, tanks, let's say, but this is more goons and more mutas arriving. The battle, Wolfix is doing whatever he can to stay in this game, but this is already even arbitrary. Zerg and Protoss power is striking towards him. Some Corsairs are there to protect Wolfix and not allow him to die, and Wolfix is doing good jobs surviving, but it's also thanks to the fact that Bonnie moved out and they decided to try to clear this small move out of Bonnie, but Andy will be basically able to clear it out on his own with the mutas arriving, so that's a nice turn from Bonnie. Very good value out of those Templars, with this Templar. But we can see Zerg even expanding on the Bonnie side of the map. ET1 with 160 supply. Andy with 130. Polish team with 90 and 50. That's basically says in what kind of position Team Poland is. Not only in this game, but also in the series against Canada in week 2 of BSL Nation Wars Season 2. Because this attack, I think, might close the game. There is basically nothing to defend against this big amount of units. There are some Corsairs arriving, but it's +1 versus +2 Carpace, so even those mutas are fighting the Corsairs successfully. Wolfix is doing whatever he can. They can't believe that they are losing. Bonnie is trying to kill the third base. There is a bunker, the only bunker. They have a strength in their hearts, but the units from Protoss and Zerg are just too strong, and Team Canada is securing the victory 4-1 against Team Poland, and it's Um, Adding the score win to their scoreboard. Very, very nicely done. Very, very nicely done. And that means that Team Poland will have a first lose in the group stage for a long time. But we have two more matches today. It's going to be Latam versus USA and Europe versus Russia. So we will go with Latam versus USA first. Um, I think we will go straight into it because we started the stream later. I don't want to extend the stream too long. So maybe during some game of second match I will go for the toilet break. But we are going straight to the second match, which is going to be Latam versus USA. Latam versus USA. 0-0 score Terror versus Hawk to start the series on Death Valley. By the way, guys, if you didn't hear